Shabbat Shalom. Let's try it again. You can respond back with a hearty and celebratory Shabbat Shalom to me. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So if you are here for the Goldberg wedding or the Stein bris, you're in the wrong place, because we're here to celebrate Shabbat as Lincoln is called up to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. So you're seeing as none of you have left, you're probably all in the right place. For how many of you is this your first time at Congregation Ormi? Show of hands. Great, so about half of you. We are a singing and participatory congregation, so you and you are going to have solos. I'm just kidding. But we are going to do some singing. How good it is that we're all together. Several people just went, no, please, no. How good it is. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. It's good that we're all together this afternoon. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Halalai, halalalalai. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Yalalai, halalalalai. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I am Rabbi Julia Weiss, and with Cantor Doug Kotler, we welcome you to celebrating Lincoln as he becomes a bar mitzvah. We wanted to make sure you feel at home here at ORME, so just a few announcements so that you can continue to feel comfortable. First of all, we want to welcome all of you that are praying with us here, and also those of you that are praying via our live stream. We will be we'll be calling out 2 page numbers. The first one will be in the blue prayer book that you have if you are in the sanctuary, which is the black numbers we will call out. And if you are online, they were either sent to you or they are at orme.org/bmitzvah, and you can find the prayer book there, and we will announce both page numbers. This is a great time to take out your cell phone and turn it off. Good. Everybody else? Besides Lincoln, okay, good. We also have a talented photographer here, so we invite you to sit back and really take the memories in and allow him to take the pictures for all of us. We are a very family-friendly congregation. I don't really see, maybe a couple littles. If anyone is interested in playing in our children's sanctuary, this is for little kids. The sanctuary is just around the corner to the right. You can turn the lights on, and it's soundproof, so we invite you to shut the door and listen in, and we can't hear you. Just make sure to please clean up all of the toys when you're done. Our restrooms are through these double glass doors to the left-hand side. We also have a water fountain there. And if you'd prefer to have filtered water, make a right, and behind the dividers are cups and filtered water for you if you are thirsty. And we especially like to welcome Lincoln's teen friends that are here. I'm really happy to see so many of you here. Please make sure to keep your phones in your pockets or purses, and that one person go to the bathroom at a time.
Let's try another song. You sing this. Hey, Shalom. Shalom. That's your part. Try that. Shalom. Shalom. Again, deep breath. Shalom. Shalom. Again. Shalom. hands will not lift up swords anymore. No one will study war. Shalom. Shalom.
I'd like to invite up Mom and Dad. Lincoln, when we worked together in preparation for you becoming a bar mitzvah, we spoke about the privileges and honor of becoming a young Jewish man, and one of those is wearing a talit. Lincoln, this talit belonged to Papi J, your great-grandfather who died in 1998, so even more special, generation to generation. The talit is a cloth, but then has on each of the four corners strings that are doubled over to make 8, and they're wrapped a certain number of times and tied into knots, and those are to remind us of the 613 commandments in the Torah. In a moment, you're going to take the talit from the hands of your parents, and we want you to remember that you are being wrapped in love for today with all the people that are here with you, wrapped in Papi J's love, your parents' love, and in God's love. You may take the talit from your parents.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehi atef b'tzitzit.
Amen.
Whenever we have a special moment like today, where a young man wears a talit for the first time, leads us in a service, and reads Torah, there's a special prayer that Jews say, thanking God for giving us this moment and keeping us in this moment. It is Shehachianu, and we invite you to sing along.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. I'll invite you now to turn to your prayer book. In fact, the very, very last page. It's page 388. If you're worshiping at home, it's page number 1 in the virtual prayer book. But here in the sanctuary, remember it's a Hebrew book, goes from right to left. And it's the very last page, a page of lyrics has been pasted into page 388. We'll turn to this page a couple of times this afternoon. Shema B'ni, take these wings to fly with. Shim EBT, with these roots you will grow. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, you are the blessing. Shema B'ni, Shim EBT. God's children come into the shelter, a place of peace, a house of prayer, a center of learning, of justice, of giving, where everyone's loved and where everyone cares. mother comes, the cry of her infant. A young boy reads, becomes a man. Vows are exchanged as two hearts become one. A daughter returns, reads Kaddish again. Shema b'ni, shemi b'ti. Ufros aleinu, ufros aleinu, ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha. So you shall fly on wings of eagles, and you will grow like a sturdy tree. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, and you are the blessing. Shema b'ni, shemi b'ti. Shema b'ni.
I invite you to turn to page 26, again, the black numbers, or page 2 if you're praying from home. We rise together and join in Chatzi Kaddish.
Yigadol v'yikadash shemei Rabba be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'zman kariv v'himeru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'al ul me'amaya yibarach ve'yishtabach ve'yipa'ar ve'yiromam ve'yinaseh ve'yihadar ve'yi'aleh ve'yihalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbichata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imeru amen.
Turn the page. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated. And we'll turn it here in the sanctuary to page 35, at home, page 3. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? yourself. There's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter. It gets in the way. And listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. And if you're able, we'll rise and together sing the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malachuto Leolam Vaed. Listen. Listen.
You may take your seats. We turn to page 36 in the prayer books and page 3 if you're praying at home. 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאור על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 40 in the prayer book here, page 4 on the virtual prayer book. La 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la.
מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילו אוסף אלה, נורא תהילו אוסף אלה.
Together, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la
השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית
We invite you to turn to page 48 or page 5. We rise for our Amidah prayers, page 48.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei v'Nehem Lema'an Shemo be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin Baruch atah Adonai Magin Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah
Page 50. Page 5 if you're at home.
Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Virofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevuro Umido Melech Melech Memi Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Ata Lehachayot Hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol
Page 52 here.
Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh Ukedoshim B'chol Yom Yehalilucha Selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh
We now take a few moments for silent meditation and prayer, either praying the words on the pages through page 62 or the words in your heart, and you may be seated when finished.
We'll continue on that very, very last page of the prayer book, page 388. If you're worshiping at home, on the live stream, it's page 6. In the garden there's a tree planted by someone who only imagined me. What love, what vision. I marvel at the gift. No fruit could be sweeter than this. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. As my people went from land to land, something passed from hand to hand, and it isn't just words and stories of the ancient laws, golden glories. It's the way we study, the book we study. It's the way we study, the way. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. Today my life is full of choice, because a young man raised his voice. Because a young girl took a chance, I am freedom's inheritance. Years ago they crossed the sea, and they made a life that's come to me. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. So in the garden I'll plant a seed, a tree of life for you to read. The fruit will ripen in the sun. The words will sound when I am gone. These are the things I pass along, the fruit, the book, and the song. I'm of the ones who came before.
I would like to invite up Poppy Lenny and Mima Susan. And Mom Carol. And Mom and Dad. And Brother Nolan. We are going to open the ark. I invite you all to stand, and I'd like to invite up Aunt Julie and Uncle Bob.
Ki mitzion titze Torah, ki mitzion titze Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael, bekidusha tov.
Lincoln, you stand here today with your parents and grandparents as we prepare to pass down this sacred book of Torah from generation to generation. We so wish that Pop-Up Fred could be standing on this bima with us today, but we are so fortunate that he's here with us online. In a few moments, you are going to read Torah, and you're going to teach us about the appropriate times it is to wear appropriate clothing. Right? You've taken words that were given to us thousands and thousands of years ago, and you made them relevant to us today. You made Eitz Chaim, this tree of life, come to life. Now you are part of a Shalshelet HaKabbalah, an unbroken chain, connecting you from generation to generation. Receive this Torah with love, and remember that Lador Vador, from generation to generation, are here to continue teaching you all of these sacred words.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kahadosh Shema. Put your prayer books on the seat behind you. Clap your hands. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Goyel goy kheref, lo yilmadu od milchama. Lo yisrael goy kheref, lo yilmadu od milchama. Lo yisrael goy kheref, lo yilmadu od milchama. Lo yisrael goy kheref, lo yilmadu
help undress the Torah.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
You may take your seats. In just a moment, we are going to hear Lincoln read from Torah. Torah is an unbelievably hard feat to accomplish. First, you learn a foreign language, Hebrew, and you study that for years. And then you take away the vowels and you add some chanting, and that is Torah. We are going to listen to Lincoln read that. We just especially want to thank Diane Townsend, our Mitzvah coach, who helped Lincoln learn his Torah portion and prayers. And without her, it would be hard to do this job, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So we're going to call up some family to bless each of the portions that Lincoln is going to be chanting. So for our first aliyah, we call up Mima and Papi. Please come up. Yamdu Harishon Shalamit Bat Moshe Aaron v'Yudit v'Volflev ben Yosef Halevi v'Chana.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bacha banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Ve'asu et ha'ephod zahav techelet ve'argaman tolat shani v'sheish mosar ma'aseh choshev shtei chetefot chovro yiheyelo el shnei ketzotav v'chubar v'cheishev afurato asher alav kema'asehu mimenu yihye zahav techelet v'argaman v'tolat shani v'sheish mosar.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nota b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen.
Sweet. For our second aliyah, we're going to call up Mamam, literally, and Pop virtually. He's on the phone, and Mamam is bringing him up. Yamdu Hasheni Kranasima bat Mutul v'en ve'Avraham bat Avraham v'Sara.
And we're going to do it together. Maybe, can you hold it so that he can see? Hi. Can you see? Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher nachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. V'lakachta et shtei avnei shoham ufitachta alehem shmo b'nei Yisrael shisha mishmotam al ha'even ha'echat ve'et shmo ha'shisha ha'notarim al ha'even ha'sheni kitoldotam Ma'aseh charash even pituchei chotam tifatach et shtei ha'avanim al shmo b'nei Yisrael musabo mishbitzo zahav ta'aseh otam.
1, 2, 3.
Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah. Amen. With our sacred words of Torah out in front of us, we ask God for healing in this moment. As we are sitting and celebrating, we are also thinking about those who are in need of healing. I ask for those names aloud as my hand passes around the room, and then we will go ahead and pray Misha Berach, page 253. Today we ask for healing for page 253.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of bodies, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, We ready for part Let's call up Aunt Annie. Yam, yam, yam. Come on up. Yam da, yam da. That's the feminine command. Yam da, hashlishi, Chana bat Wolfrev, v'shulamit.
One, two, three. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'samta et shtei havanim al kifot ha'efod avnei zikaron livnei Yisrael v'nasa Aharon et shmotam lifnei Adonai al shtei chitefav lezikaron Ve'asita mishbetzot zahav Ushte shasherot zahav tahur migbalot Ta'aseh otam ma'aseh avot Ve'natata et shasherot ha'avotot al hamishbetzot
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet
L'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen.
Yofi. For our fourth aliyah, we call up mom and dad. Yamdu ha'revihi yedidav Avraham v'chanasima v'zebulun v'en Wolfe v'shulamit.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. 1, 2, 3. Baruch
Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Ve'asita choshen mishpat ma'aseh choshev kema'aseh efod ta'asenu zahav techelet ve'argaman ve'tolat shani ve'shesh mozar ta'aseh oto ravua yiheyeh kaful Zeret orko, v'zeret rochbo, umile tavo, milu ad even, arba'a turim, aven tur, odem pida uvareket, hatur ha'echad.
One, two, three. Baruch
Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'chayei Olam Nata B'tochenu Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
And for our final aliyah, we call up the bar mitzvah. Yamod hachamishi habachur habar mitzvah hamavtir Yosef Matan ben Zebulun v'yedida chazak chazak v'nitchazek.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'hatur hasheni nofech sapir v'yahalom. V'hatur hashlishi leshem shvo v'achlama. V'hatur harevi'i tarshish v'shoham v'yashvei meshubatzim zahav. Yeheyu b'miluotam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. I'd like to invite up Brother Nolan to help dress the Torah, please.
Etzrayim hi lemachazikim bo v'tomah. Please rise. Zehu shar berachea darchenoam v'chol tivotea shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Amenu
I'd like to invite up cousins Matt and Michelle to help open the ark. You may take your seats.
All right, doing this.
Wait, get a little bit closer to you.
Okay. I know, even with heels on. Today, we are here to celebrate Lincoln. Oh. Take two. Today, we're here to celebrate Lincoln's bar mitzvah, his becoming an adult in the Jewish religion. 13 may not be society's typical age of when you think of adulthood. You know, kids in California can get their driver's licenses at 16. We can all join the military and vote when we're 18. And we can drink alcohol when we're 21, right? In this light, 13 seems a bit on the young side. However, on this day of his bar mitzvah, and as we've reflected on his journey to today, it's become apparent that he is showing signs of becoming an adult, Jewish or otherwise.
We've had the privilege we've had the privilege of having a front row seat to Lincoln from day one, obviously. And Lori and I have been reflecting over these last few weeks and months just about the things we might want to talk about or the things we were noticing about Lincoln as he came to this moment. And there were a dozen stories. We put together a little video montage at the party after, and those were like a walk down memory lane where, oh my God, remember that? Remember that? And we just started seeing these changes in him from phase to phase, from little baby to toddler and so on and so forth. But we really wanted to kind of choose one memory just to share that sort of we feel describe that evolution of the man we see here today. This past summer, we went to Cooperstown, New York, for the baseball tournament that his team traveled to. And I don't know if everyone's familiar with Cooperstown, but there are hundreds of teams. I know a few of you are. There are hundreds of teams and 1 million games. And what's really interesting about it is that the kids live in the bunks by themselves, and the parents all get hotels and Airbnbs, and you come out to the games, but they kind of function as a little major league ball club for a little bit. And we saw Lincoln really thrive in that environment where we were kind of we were put on the sidelines because we'd go home, we'd show up, and he'd be already warming up on the field. You weren't driving him to practice anymore. Now I'm getting emotional. But throughout that week, we just saw some amazing things in Lincoln. First, because all the kids live in those bunks together, they have their own little community. And his coach was joking with us that he kind of became like the mayor of Cooperstown. He was literally knew every kid on every team, had handshakes, was going up and giving high fives to kids from Ohio or Alaska, or there was a Canadian team that was terrible. But they were terrible. But when we saw him do that, we kind of really saw him come into his own. He was confident. He kind of owned who he was. He knew who he was. And it was really incredible to see. And then when they were playing in the dugout, we really saw you become a leader. You took the game plan from your coach, and more than that, you saw each of your teammates as players, and you shared insight you had. Lincoln's a catcher, and he's got like an algorithmic mind. So he would notice like a little break in the guy's hand and go up to everybody and be like, watch out, the curveball's happening like this. And he just kind of took on that role in a way that we hadn't seen. And it really just showed us how mature he was becoming as a leader. And then on the field, when I played sports growing up, the moment you were on the field, I was overwhelmed by adrenaline and I just pooped the bed. Like every time. It wasn't terrible, but every time, you're on the field and that emotion, that excitement gets the best of you. And Lincoln was cool, calm, and collected. Just at every turn, he was catching and chatting up the umpire. He was chatting up the kids as they came in the box. In the middle of a tough at bat, he'd step out and just smile and laugh and look at the dugout like it was a joke. But then he'd step back in the box, and he probably had the best week of his life. I mean, he hit 8 home runs in Cooperstown in a week. And it was just, we saw a guy just become himself and become a person all on his own. And it was, we couldn't have been more proud.
And the things we saw in Cooperstown have carried over into a lot of other things, a lot of other aspects of his life. And most importantly, since we're all here today, his preparation for today, we've watched him from the moment he accepted the challenge of preparing for today and through the moment when, it became real. And we've seen him apply himself toward learning phrase after phrase, paragraph after paragraph of a foreign language that he does not speak, and learning to chant it in a particular melody passed down from generation to generation. And as we all know, it's not easy to recite anything in a foreign language you don't truly know. And everyone who knows Lincoln knows he's not really a performer, maybe on the field or on a court, but not up on a stage. So the task he took on today was big and probably a bit scary, maybe. And we're so impressed with how he managed his time and his nerves to stand up here today in front of all of us and perform his part in this ritual so beautifully. These acts of responsibility and time management and bravery are also some of the signs that we've been seeing that show us that Lincoln is becoming an adult. And while Lincoln has put a lot of time on his way to today, there are a number of people who have helped him get there that deserve our thanks as well. Thank you to Diane Townsend. She's going to watch this. Her son is turning 40, so she had other places to be, but she really wanted to be here. Thank you for your patient and empowering tutoring, and to Rabbi Julia for her guidance throughout Lincoln's schooling and community building at Oremy, and to Rabbi Julia, Cantor Doug, and the rest of the Oremy team who helped us make this special day happen. Lincoln, we couldn't have been more proud to see what you accomplished today and who you are every day and the man you're growing into. You still have a way to go before you're filing your own taxes, but we do see you as your own person. You're responsible and capable and a contributing member of our family, of our Jewish community, and of our larger community of friends and family. And we love you.
Can be proud of you, bud.
Lipstick.
We now get to hear Lincoln speak to us in English, teach us a little bit about what today was for him. And here we prepare for his Devar Torah, a little bit of Torah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My Torah portion is from the book of Exodus, chapter 28, verses 6 through 20. The Torah portion is called Titzaveh. In Titzaveh, God is telling Moses what his brother, Aaron, should wear as God's first priest. God tells Moses to have Aaron wear a breastplate, an ephod, a fringed tunic, a robe, a sash, and a headdress. They should be made out of gold, blue, purple, and crimson yarn, as well as fine linen. There were a bunch of small details that went into the design. Why did God care so much about the fine details of the priests' wardrobes? I don't think it is because God was a fashionista who wanted to make sure they were following the hottest trends. God usually has more going on than that. I think God was demonstrating that certain times call for certain things that are appropriate to wear to represent and respect the situation. In Tetzaveh, the breastplate, ephod, tunic, robe, sash, and headdress are the clothes worn by the priesthood to represent the sanctity of their position and their closeness to God. I bet it also made them feel a little holier and more serious, kind of like I do in this fancy suit. Nowadays, when people go to a bar or bat mitzvah, it is appropriate to wear nice clothing to honor the importance of the special occasion and the long, hard work that the bar mitzvah did to prepare. Standing up here in this suit, I not only feel like I am showing this moment the respect it deserves, but I also feel pride in what I am doing. So I think that God is telling us that the type of clothing you choose shows reverence to the situation, and also that the type of clothing you wear has the power to change how you feel. The lesson we can take from the Torah today: what we wear matters. Don't get me wrong, I will still wear pajama pants as often as I can, but I will fight my parents less about putting on what they consider a nice outfit for Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah from now on. I wanted to become a bar mitzvah because I felt like the process of learning the prayers in my Torah portion would teach me responsibility and make me feel more capable of being independent. I think my parents also wanted me to learn to be responsible through the course of preparing myself to become a bar mitzvah and doing my mitzvah project. Also, since they were both bar and bat mitzvah, as were some of my grandparents, they really wanted me to keep this meaningful tradition going. It is a tradition that not all Jews have had the ability to receive. I also wanted to become a bar mitzvah to honor the children of the Holocaust who had their lives taken before they could become b'nai mitzvah themselves. Today, I become a bar mitzvah specifically in honor of Joseph Storch. Joseph was born in Krakow, Poland in 1935. His father's name was Lieb and his mother's name was Hania. Joseph died in 1944 in Auschwitz concentration camp in Poland. He was 9 years old. Today, I become a bar mitzvah for him because he could not. Thank you to the Remember Us program for making this day even more special. Becoming a bar mitzvah has taken hard work. The hardest part of the process was finding or making the time to study. For example, I spent a lot of time battling between whether I would go out and hang out with friends or stay home and do the work for my mitzvah project or my bar mitzvah. In the end, the process helped me learn to prioritize everything that is important to me. What I like the best about this process is that I felt accomplished when I learned a prayer or finished a task in preparation for the bar mitzvah. I also think it is really cool that I got to read from the Torah for the first time. The Torah is the ancient and legendary set of stories and rules that guide the way Judaism is followed. Being able to read it for the first time is an honor because I am reading from the most ancient book. As a bar mitzvah, I get to wear a talit during the service. A talit looks like a scarf and has fringes on the corners. The fringes are called tzitzit, and they represent all of the commandments inside the Torah. As we learn from my Torah portion, what we wear says something, and the purpose of me wearing a talit is to say that I learned the commandments, understand them, and I am ready to live by them. Being a Jewish adult means I am also able to be counted as part of a minyan, in which 10 Jewish adults are needed to recite specific prayers. For my mitzvah project, I wanted to help out animals, so I chose a local animal shelter, Paw Works, and I have been spreading the word to get them the resources they need to care for homeless animals. I talked about Paw Works and included adoption opportunities in videos, social posts, and emails. I put together an Amazon wish list of all the needs of the organization. Donations like dog beds, food, laundry detergent, and everything they asked for. I will also be volunteering at an animal shelter, now that my time is freed up a little. I love animals and being able to help animals, so thank you to all of you that contributed to the cause. There are a lot of people that I want to thank for getting me here. Mom, thank you for driving me around and being at my sports games and practices. Thank you for being really understanding. I love watching TV with you and doing puzzles together. Thanks for being there for me. I love you. Dad, thank you for always being ready to stop what you were doing to do something with me. I love playing basketball and baseball and video games together. And even though I may not room with you in college like I said I would when I was 5, I always want to have a close relationship with you. Love you, Dad. Nolan, thanks for always being there to talk to and hang out with whenever. I like playing and watching sports with you and just like being around you. You're the best brother and you're my best friend always. I love you. Mima and Poppy, thank you for always being ready to talk to me about anything I want to talk about. Mima, I love going to random fun places with you and just hanging out. Poppy, I love laughing with you and watching the Mets. I love you both. Mom and Pop, thank you for always making sure I have a fun time when I am with you. Mom, I love walking on the beach with you and talking. Pop, I like hearing all of your stories from when you were younger, especially when you were in a band. Pop, I wish you could be here in person with me, but at least you can watch from South Carolina. I love you guys a lot. Cancer Doug, thank you for being here and guiding me along through the prayers. Diane, thank you for helping me learn all of the prayers and my Torah portion and always being there when I'm having trouble with them, and for being so patient with my crazy sports schedule. I wish you could have been here to see me tonight to become a bar mitzvah. Rabbi Julia, thank you for making Orami amazing while I've been here. Thank you also for helping me write this Devar Torah. Today is made more special by having all of you here to celebrate with my family and me as I become a bar mitzvah. Thank you all for coming. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Semen tov, mazel tov, semen tov, semen tov, mazel tov, semen tov, semen tov, mazel tov, semen tov. Yehelanu, 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 ulechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, yehelanu, ulechol Yisrael.
Wow. Awesome job. Awesome job. One of my pleasures of being a rabbi is I get to give some gifts to Lincoln, things I know you've been looking forward to for a long time. One of which is this book called Israel Matters. Awesome book. Read it, and then I'll take you out for ice cream and we can discuss it. As well as your certificate of bar mitzvah. So this makes it official that you've become a bar mitzvah. And as well as this is a free Lompty event. So Lompty is our 9th through 12th grade social youth group. So you may cash this in when it is time to go into high school, and you can use this for one of those events and not pay. As well as some money to spend some time in Israel in honor of you becoming B'nai Mitzvah. So either a summer or a URJ high school program. This is a gift certificate for that as well. And last but not least, a mezuzah. A mezuzah is a scroll that we put on our doors, reminding us that God is there to love us as well as us loving God. And at Orami, the slogan is your home. We hope that when you use this mezuzah, whenever you use this mezuzah, that you will be reminded that this is always a place that you can call home. I'm going to take Lincoln to the Ark and share some private words of blessing with him. It's during that time that I hope you will listen to the beautiful words of music, but also think about your own words of blessing that you'd like to share with Lincoln, maybe a little bit later at the celebration or a couple days from now. So right now, listen to the words of music and think of your own words of blessing.
We are gifts, and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope, we are healing, we are learning to be strong. We are words, and we are stories, we are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. Ledor vador nagid god lecha. Ledor vador we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor vador, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our heart, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy. We are children of your way. And the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say. Ledor vador nagid god lecha. Ledor vador we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor vador, these lips will praise your name.
There's so much to celebrate, especially Lincoln over here is like, yes, it's done. But in these moments of celebration, we also think about those that aren't sitting here in the sanctuary with us, that are no longer living, that would be very proud of Lincoln, I'm sure are around and are present and aware, but are not physically here. So as my hand passes around the room, I invite you to call to memory those that you are missing right now, and we will then say a prayer in their memory. Today we are remembering. Page 294, we rise, page 294. And page 8 at home. Yit gadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uvizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlam araba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol אמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, עשה שלום, שלום עלינו, על כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו, ועל כל
I would like to invite Mom, Dad, and Nolan to join us over here as we conclude our service with a ceremony that is called Havdalah. It's a ceremony of separation, separating us from the sacredness of Shabbat into the rest of the week. We do that with several ritual objects. We use our 5 senses because we want to hold on to this moment for as long as we can. We have the sense of sight. We will light the candles. And when we get to the blessing of candles, you can hold your fingers up to the light and notice the light that flickers in your fingers or through your nails if you can. And that's the sense of sight. And we have the sense of taste, the taste of wine or grape juice, that sweet taste of what we all just experienced. And smell, sweet smell of spices, holding on to Shabbat just a little bit longer with that sense of smell. Touch, maybe if you're comfortable holding the hands of someone next to you, putting your arms around someone. And then the sense of hearing, we will put the candle out into the wine glass for one last moment of that special Shabbat. I will call out the words. We invite you to do all the la-la-las with us and join us in the tune.
You know what? You could put your prayer books on the seat behind you. If you feel so moved, you can put your arms around one another, tighten up the rows. Let's make it nice. We're almost done.
It starts like this. Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu,
Eloheinu,
melech haolam,
melech haolam,
borei peri hagafen.
Borei peri hagafen, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei minei v'samim.
Borei minei v'samim. Borei minei v'samim. La 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 la. Ya la da 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 da. Ya la da 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 da. Ya da 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 da.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu
Melech haolam.
melech haolam.
Borei meorei ha'esh.
Borei meorei ha'esh. Borei meorei ha'esh.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai
melech haolam.
Eloheinu melech haolam.
Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol.
המבדיל בין קודש לחול. המבדיל בין קודש לחול.
Eliyahu hanavi.
אליהו הנביא.
Eliyahu hatishbi.
אליהו התשבי.
Eliyahu, Eliyahu.
אליהו,
Eliyahu hagiladi.
אליהו הגלעדי.
Bimhera v'yamenu.
במהרה וימינו.
Ya'avo elenu.
יבוא אלינו.
Im Mashiach ben
עם
David.
משיח בן דוד.
Im Mashiach ben David.
עם משיח בן דוד.
Eliyahu hanavi.
Hanavi.
Eliyahu Hanavi.
Eliyahu Hatishbi.
Eliyahu Hatishbi.
Eliyahu.
You know, this is good practice for Passover, which is coming up in just a
Truth.
month. So everybody should be singing this.
Truth.
Eliyahu,
Eliyahu Hagiladi.
Eliyahu Hagiladi.
Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov. Shavua
A good
Tov.
week.
A good week.
A week of peace.
A week of peace.
May gladness reign
May gladness reign.
and joy
And
increase.
joy increase. What are we doing now?
Shavua Tov.
Are we all done?
We're all done.
Where's everybody gonna go?
I don't.
I hope they're not coming to my house.
Oh, we're hanging around here and praying more. Lincoln's gonna do it again until
Oh, we're
6.
doing
No,
it
just
again!
kidding. We will see everybody at the Agora Rec Center at 6 o'clock. Mazal Tov. Shavua Tov.